Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. The new patch for Helldivers 2 just dropped, and overall I think it's going in a pretty great direction. So first and foremost, the devs, as always, said we were right. The heavily armored spawn rate for the enemies, as far as Tyranids, excuse me, they was way too high, and with the previous, patch nerf to the railgun, it made dealing with all of them extremely hard, if not impossible, on the harder difficulties. Again, proving that they don't actually play the harder difficulties, but that's neither here nor there. Now, a positive note is that when they reduced the spawn rate of these enemies, they didn't reduce the spawn amount. So we're going to still have the same spawn amount of enemies inside the screen. They're just not going to, be 15 heavily armored and 27 Bile Titans. Now, I think what was happening was that when we killed the enemies, the spawn rate was always implied. So the more you killed, the more chances that those enemies spawned. So all they really needed to do was just keep like a certain number amount set to spawn at this percentage or something like that, as opposed to the spawn rate having a chance every time an enemy spawns, so to speak. That's what it felt like anyway. Now, they did believe, or they did think that the leg meta, I don't know why I said that, the leg meta for the mech was too OP as well, where you could just double stomp the leg of the chargers and instantly kill them. It made it, being able to actually deal with them. But they said it was too OP, so they went ahead and reduced that. Now, this next point is actually really good, one I liked. They actually reduced the head health of the charger. So the chargers actually, as long as you hit them in the head, be able to be killed instantly with the recoilless rifle or the EAT-17. This really goes in a positive direction compared to where we were at previously with, the last patch. Because, again, the last patch still doesn't address the main fact that 90% of the weapons, like the primaries, like most of the specials are kind of getting a little bit more use. And I'm pretty sure they'll add a couple more buffs. And they'll slowly enter the realm of like a 6 or 7 out of 10, so to speak. But they all had niche uses anyway. The main problem are still the primaries. I mean, half of them don't do what you need to do. The main machine gun, you can kill 3 small bug enemy type enemies. The smallest ones, you can kill 3 with a whole clip. Meanwhile, the shotgun, you're killing 1 per shot. Just the damage output is insanely different. I think a clip for the machine gun's 2K, and a clip for the breaker shotgun is 4,500. So I've always felt like they need to make a range as far as, the damage for what they want to do. Assault rifles, what they make up for, as far as immediate damage is sustained fire rate. So I feel like maybe give them another 10 rounds and just give it maybe 20, 30 more damage per shot. That way you start entering that 2,500 to 3,000 range. Where, again, you're not being OP, but the assault rifle is doing what an assault rifle is supposed to be fucking doing. You know what I'm saying? Now, this next one is also something that I liked. The electronic countermeasures, the one that randomized your stratagems. I think this one was a good idea, but implication-wise or implementation... I'm going to stop with that word. But how it was implemented as far as the experience went for the player base, it was just a negative one. I'm calling down a resupply. I just killed myself because I called in a fucking 500 kilogram bomb on accident. Oh, I'm calling in an airstrike. Oh, I just called in a supply on the fucking enemy. That's great. Now we have no ammo. It was just dumb shit like that. Just made an overall negative experience. They removed it. They're saying they're reworking it. I don't think they're going to bring it back. Neither here nor there. I don't really care. I'm glad it's gone. A lot of everything else is just simple, stupid, glitches, fixes, bugs, all the other things. Nothing too major to talk about. If you're really interested, you could go and look at it if you want. I'm just not gonna give a shit about it at all. My thoughts, my feelings. This is a positive take on the negative take that happened last patch, and the double negative of the dev being a complete and utter asshole. Listen, gamers are always going to be dickheads. That's not what I'm arguing for. I'm not going to say that they weren't, because everybody and their mom knows that gamers are going to be this way because they can hide behind the screen on the internet because they're cowards. It is what it is. What I'm referring to is the people that weren't being assholes and asking simple questions, and the dev's response is being a smartass. Like, that's not how you treat the good players of your fan base. This isn't League of Legends. You don't have to be an asshole and they're going to be like, please, more. This is a game that's legitimately been pushed up into one of the top echelons by the fan base, by the player base, nothing else. It wasn't marketing that made this game. It was a bunch of players that got on TikTok and promoted it. And the way he treated him was honestly disgusting. How the CEO came out and pretty much, you know, like flicked his pecker and shit, you know, like you do to dogs and so to speak. Like, I liked that response, but the fact that he was even able to do that, that's a red flag, or a red light. It just off the rip, you know? But again, this is a positive note going forward. I'm not going to harp on all of that. That's just a bunch of negativity. Let's forget about that from here on out. But it's going in a positive direction. I really love the game. So yeah. If you guys did like what I had to say, you know, you did enjoy it anyway, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Drop a comment down below too. I want to thank you guys so much, and tune in for the next time.